In the lower sector, morning doesn't smell like coffee. It smells of burnt copper, ozone, and the desperation of old generators that can barely breathe. As we say down here, a leaky pipe is just a flute for the devil. Your armor is your second skin, so don't be the idiot who forgets to oil it. If a carabiner snaps, the steel will remind you of that mistake faster than you can manage a scream. And trust me, the gears don't offer refunds. Cold water and the scent of grease are the only ways to wake up here, where the sun hasn't pierced the smog in 100 years. They say the sun is just a legend told by people who can afford clean lungs. Prepare for silence, because when your swords start talking, there will be no one left to listen except the fat gutter rats. Every exit past the threshold is a deal with fate. And today, she has set a very high price for you, samurai. The Forge City never forgives weakness, and it certainly doesn't give a damn about your bad hair day. Make one wrong step, and your bones will become part of its endless foundation. We have a proverb: the city eats the slow and spits out the rust. Metal in the blood, metal in the food, metal in the thoughts. We have become what we build, and that scares me most of all. I'm starting to think my left arm has more personality than my boss. The contract has already been signed in blood. Now all that's left is to find the one whose turn it is today to become history in this archive of rust. Movement is life. If you stop in these slums for even a minute, they will swallow you whole. Steam hides the sins of this place. It is my best ally and my most dangerous enemy when it comes to a fight. Up there, in the high spires, they live. Those who have never seen soot. They think they rule us, but they've forgotten who keeps their world afloat. They call us grease monkeys. We call them targets. Fear is a currency, and today, my pockets are full of it. No one wants to look into the eyes of a man with 3 swords. It's bad for the health, and even worse for the insurance. We descend into the very gut, to where even the lamplight seems sick and dying from the eternal dampness. Sometimes I feel like I, too, am just a mechanism, programmed for a single scenario: survival at any cost. Ouch, did I just hear a gear pop in my knee? Time is up. Prayers don't work here. So just hope your steel is sharper than their conscience today. The market of the Copper Whisper. The only place where you can trade your soul for a fresh filter for your breathing mask, though usually the soul has more holes in it than the filter. Information is worth more than gold. If you know where to look, you can rule this city without ever leaving the shadow of the alleys. The predators of the lower sector have caught the scent of fresh blood. They don't yet know that they themselves have become prey in my hunting grounds. Never bring a steam pistol to a katana fight, as the old-timers used to say before they got retired. Steam hides not just faces, but intentions. In this labyrinth of copper and steel, the one who is the first to stop being just a shadow wins. 3 swords, 3 mistakes of the enemy, 1 way home. I see their fear. It smells of cheap synthetic adrenaline and bad oil. Smoke will hide my flesh, but it will never hide my intent to kill. Today, I am their conscience. Come for the debts. Honor won't feed you in these slums, but it will help you die standing when this whole cursed city wants to bring you to your knees. A samurai without a sword is like a pipe without steam, just an empty tube. The only place where I don't have to keep my hand on the hilt, my quiet haven in this ocean of rusty noise. She doesn't ask how many people I left in those alleys. She just takes my hand and feels how much it trembles. She always says I smell like a scrapyard, but she says it with a smile. In a world where everything breaks and rots, She is the only thing that works perfectly. A minute of silence, without the clatter of metal, without screams, without the smell of fear. Just two hearts beating in time with a dying generator. If this is a dream, don't wake me up. The reality has much worse lighting. It's time to return. The city demands its portion of steel, and the port doesn't accept credit, only cold, hard results. Farewells always smell of death, but as we say in the pits, a blade kissed by a woman cuts twice as deep. Tenderness in the lower sector is a luxury, like a steak that isn't made of processed algae, or a lung that doesn't rattle. But without it, we will become just as dead as these rusted gears. The rain washes away the scent of her perfume, leaving only the familiar metallic taste of soot on my tongue. My world narrows again to the tip of a blade and the rhythm of my own breathing. The time for talk is over. The steam valves are screaming, and so is my blood. Now only my rage will speak, forged into this cold, flawless steel. There are many of them, and they are built like ironclad tanks, but they don't have what makes a warrior invincible. They fight for a paycheck, and I fight for the right to breathe another day. Your fists are hammers, your will is the anvil, and their bones are just brittle materials waiting to be reshaped. Shatter their confidence that they can control this chaos. I'll make them realize that the higher the mech, the louder the crash. Sometimes you have to burn everything to the ground just to see the truth through the smoke. My truth today is blindingly blue, damn hot, and it's about to explode. I hope they brought umbrellas for the rain of sparks. Honor won't feed you, but it will help you die standing with your head held high. Though a full stomach wouldn't hurt either. But today, only those who stood in my way will be counting their teeth. Rust is just nature's way of saying you're too slow to stay alive. And tonight, nature was very loud. Silence returns as suddenly as the fight began, heavy and suffocating like a wet blanket. Only the hiss of escaping steam and the distant hungry hum of the forged city break this peace. The job is done. I leave the dead to the city. It has an excellent appetite for those who imagine themselves masters of these rusty streets, and it never leaves leftovers. The shadow returns to the shadow. The peacekeepers will arrive soon, but they'll find only heaps of scrap, empty shells, and red stains that the rain will wash away before the next shift starts. Every step echoes with a new pain in my joints. I'm either getting too old for this dance, or the city is putting more lead in its air. But this pain is proof that I am still a man of flesh and blood in a world of dead, heartless mechanisms. The day is over, and I've earned my scars. But in these slums, night is just another form of the struggle for survival. A different beast with the same sharp teeth. I head back to my hole, counting the sparks of the distant stars through the thick yellow smog. And tomorrow, the wheel turns and it all begins again. God, I hope someone fixed the coffee machine, or I'm fighting the city for a bag of beans next.